And welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines. Michael and I haven't produced an episode in over a week, so this is long overdue. Anyway, oh, by the way, did you see a couple of days ago the singer Bonnie Tyler died?
Don't know her.
Yeah, a Total Eclipse of the Heart and I Need a Hero.
Okay.
You don't remember?
Well, I know the songs. I just don't
Well,
know.
that kills my joke. I was going to say, I guess she had a total eclipse of the heart. Anyway, never mind. That was a bad joke. Maybe we should start this over again.
So here's the thing. Let's start with some really great news.
Okay, yes. President Trump has an excuse to obliterate the Iranian mullahs now.
No, better than that. Okay, here's how it goes. If you go to our site, which is the View from Here Behind Enemy Lines, which you should be able to link on this video. It should be in the notes. The first video that you'll see on our front page is a video of the Secretary General of the United Nations. That's the Secretary.
No. NATO.
NATO. I'm sorry. NATO. NATO. Got it. Thank you.
The useless nations don't come into it.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's still the Secretary General. He's a man of
NATO. Yes.
And the thing is that he actually starts off on the video praising President Trump for stopping Iran from being able to make the nuclear weapons that the Secretary General said he would have made, they would have made and used, and that Trump's actions may have saved the Middle East and parts of the world itself.
The world itself, I'd say.
Right. So the thing is that for those people who are in the know but would like to see something fantastic like this, come to our site. The video's there, and you'll be able to see it.
Okay. What else has been going on? Well, Senator Lindsey Graham has died unexpectedly. Apparently, he got sick after visiting Ukraine. And the thing is, there's talk that Iran may or may not be involved because they were holding up posters of him with bullseyes on his face at the funeral of the goddamn Ayatollah, who I hope roasts in hell forever. Okay, they had a 5-day thing there. They had some clown from the U.S. who is now a nationalized citizen. He was over there and he was chanting "Death to America" and this and that. I don't think the guy should be allowed to come back. And if he comes back, he should be tried as a traitor, have his citizenship removed, and then deported after he serves whatever jail sentence he's handed.
Well, they can send people from New York because Mondami is trying to communicate with Iran directly and make deals directly with Iran because and that was when the world found out about that, they said that's wrong. It's wrong that you're sending.
Yeah, especially since the war has started again. Ceasefire stopped. This guy was trying to get in there. Mamdani claims he doesn't know anything, but he's a goddamn liar from.
Wait a second. Either way, he's either a liar or he's inept. Either way.
He's inept and as a mayor, and he's a liar anyway.
Right. Okay? But it's he's a scoundrel. Everybody's starting to know that
he's
now.
A traitor. He is a scoundrel who shouldn't even be in this country. I hope they remove his citizenship because of this crap. Because he's what is it? I think the Logan Law applies here, where he was trying through his underling to hook up with the Iranians. All right, over here in New York, and I think that he should be tried as a traitor. He should be removed from office, okay, before he does any more damage. Did you see that besides a lot of people already having left New York, now there are 5,000 business. No, that's in California. But there are a few hundred businesses that are getting ready to leave New York.
Well, he lost.
Saks has already announced they're going.
They're moving. He lost 50 different grocery stores left. So because they didn't want to be part of his socialist stuff. But let's also remember that.
Oh, wait, what happens there is he's going to give everything out for dirt cheap, okay, or maybe even free, and then the stores that were selling would fold anyway.
Right. But here's the interesting thing, because we all know that Mondavi is all about diversity, right? Well, when he drew up a map of the ethnic sections of the city, He forgot to mention the Irish. He forgot to mention Little Italy. He forgot basically to mention anything that was white, that was of ethnic nature. So,
Yeah.
so the thing is that the Italian Americans in New York City are not just angry; they're furious.
Yeah. And the Irish have been the Irish, the Italians, and any other white enclave have been ignored.
English, you name it. Italian, yeah. So the thing is that
Anybody
basically,
European, let's put it that way.
yeah, yes, yeah. Anybody European. So the thing is that it's just another example of the racism inherent in his thinking. His wife is a fine example of that. I don't know. It's kind of like she's a miserable creature, and
I heard some stuff about his wife that I got to tell you. But go ahead.
well, the thing is that I noticed she doesn't wear a burqa. And the thing is that I don't want to see her ugly face anymore. She'd be the one example yeah, she's definitely put that woman in a bag. I said I don't have to look at that ugly face anymore.
I saw a couple of guys commenting on it, and they both said, different podcasts, they both said that, she went over there to whatever Muslim country she went to, and she was praying, and one guy says, she was getting banged up the rear while she was praying. Okay. So.
Well, the thing is that neither of them is any good. They're both scum, and
none of the people that work for them are any good either.
Right. Well, they're anti-American. I don't know what they're doing in this country. They are enemies of the state and should be treated as such. There is no foul. Let's put it this way: I'm not calling any citizen to do this. I'm calling upon the federal government, the state government, etc., to use its power and ability to remove these.
Legally.
These miserable scum from this country. They don't, and you know what? Let's get rid of AOC too, and those other what is it? The five?
Well, the squad.
Yeah.
They're all idiots. Well, Jasmine Crockett's on the way out, thank God. And she's going down kicking and screaming.
Yeah, good. I want to hear that. I want it recorded. And I want to put it on my phone, so this way when the answers, I can go, oh, it's for me.
That Priya something, I don't know who the hell, what her name is. She, the really ugly one. She is disgusting, and she is so anti-American. They are open. The new leaders of the Democrat Party across the country that are new candidates now, the so-called Democrat Socialists, which are really communists, whether they know it or not, they're communists. Okay, they are actively calling for the subversion of our constitutional republic, and so are all the followers that they have on the streets. And the media only shows these people. Oh, so many people want to do away with the government. This, that, and that. I wish they do away with the goddamn media.
Yeah,
because there's a useless organ. They do nothing but lie and propagandize.
There's this lovely person. This lovely person up in, was it Maine?
The Nazi.
Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't necessarily call him a Nazi because he's also a rapist. So I'm kind of torn as to which label
He's both. Okay. You can hold both, man.
Oh, okay. So he's basically he's a Nazi prick.
Yes. There have been boxers in the past who have held multiple belts in different divisions. So this guy classifies that way. He's a criminal and he's a Nazi and he's just a plain old scumbag, period. The problem is, if he doesn't get in, there probably Collins is going to be reelected, and she's no good. She's a stupid rhino.
He's going down in flames so badly that all the people that spoke up for him initially are looking not so great. Like Elizabeth Warren made some statements like, "This is my idea of a man." Something like that, some sort of stupid.
Well, said the woman who claimed, lied, saying she was an Indian so she could get into college.
Well, yeah, but not from India.
Not from India. No, she's a feather. She claimed she was a feather Indian, not a dot Indian.
But the funny thing is, we have the vice president who came from India. and wanted to be what, black? So I love the way that they move the chess pieces of as to which little ethnic group they're part of to suit them, and themselves, and then
Well,
you
yeah, no, she became black when she ran for the presidency. She was Indian before that.
right.
You
And
know, we're talking about Kamala the drunkard.
right. Also understand her great grandfather or something like way back in the past was a slaveholder.
Slave owner in Jamaica. He owned 100 something slaves, I think.
Well, it wasn't 1,000.
Jesus. What else?
Yeah, actually, I think he owned those slaves since 1619.
No, actually, it was her grandfather, so it wasn't that long ago. 2 generations back from her.
So
You know,
we
and
just
if
had
she'd gotten into the White House, she would have said, "Look, I've enslaved the entire country."
yeah we just had the America's birthday.
150th.
Yep. So that was
Happy birthday, America.
yeah, and you know what? I saw some of the festivities down in Washington and such, and man, they really put a show on.
Yeah, and the media is showing only small crowds and so forth. Because first off, they're getting there early on before the whole place is filled up, or they're doing it later on in the evening when most of the people have left us, or they're just selectively showing certain small groups of people, right? And so the left. I've got people who've told me there aren't that many people down there celebrating. They say it's in the
Yeah, there was
hundreds. That's what the media is trying to push. Okay.
yeah, hundreds of thousands.
Yes, exactly. And you know what? My Valentina's son and his family are down there right now. I'm going to ask him how it looks. This is after the celebration. He's down there right now, and I want
What's
to ask him when he comes back
what's also
how
cool
proud it
is
was, even afterwards.
what's also cool is yesterday in Easton was a celebration called Founders Day, which is celebrated because the Declaration of Independence, even though the Declaration of Independence was signed on July the 4th, it was read in Philadelphia, Trenton, and of all places, Easton, Pennsylvania, all on the 11th, I believe, or it might have been like they may have moved it just to suit
That would have been yesterday. Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know if it was exactly the 11th or whether they just made it the 11th for convenience
Well,
sake.
remember they had to send in those days. You didn't have faxes or email or anything. You had to send the physical copy to
I don't know the specific date, whether it was the 11th that they actually read it. We may have celebrated it yesterday simply on a Saturday to make it convenient. But the thing is that Easton, Philadelphia, and Trenton all read it at noontime. So it's amazing. For me, I live in Easton, Pennsylvania. It's amazing that I live in a city that the Declaration of Independence was one of the first places that it was spoken to the public. I think that's an amazing honor, and it's something we're proud of. And if you go to Easton and you look at the circle in the downtown area, the initial lines of the Declaration of Independence are carved in stone in the circle.
the opening lines.
Right. So, and those are really powerful. But here's the thing: we have a Democrat.
Okay, here it is. Here it is. According to Grok, it was read in all three locations on July 8th.
Okay.
Philadelphia by Colonel John Nixon at the State House Yard. Trenton, New Jersey, and Easton, Pennsylvania, in Center Square, read by Robert Levers or a local official from the Northampton County Courthouse steps. So July 8th is it, but yeah, probably it was more convenient to celebrate it on a Saturday when more people could.
That's why I mentioned it, because the fact that I didn't know the specific date, but it just seemed awfully convenient that it happened.
Now you know. But again, it took 4 days for them to sign it, then get copies sent to these different places.
Oh, delivered, yeah, whatever, and
By horse, yeah.
so that all works. So that was so you might say that's July 10th. when all Americans were told that they're no longer slaves.
July 10th, yeah. They were no longer British citizens.
Yeah,
British subjects, subjects.
And then we kind of had to prove it. I mean, we should not have been successful based upon, the way things were. I mean, Britain was
And we were up against the biggest,
the
the
most.
strongest, more powerful military power of the era.
Yeah, they were all over the place.
Yep.
And the thing is that they were proven. And but anyway, it's just amazing. And no, it's unlikely that anybody other than Washington would have pulled it off. Maybe what was the guy that was called the traitor?
Benedict Arnold.
Benedict Arnold was also a brilliant general. He might have pulled it off, but yeah. By the way, if you want to see an interesting show on that, watch watch the series Turn, Turn, Washington Spies.
Yeah, that's been out a while, right?
Yeah, it's excellent. And I understand they just completed the 4th and last season, and it's streamable. So I've watched it twice, and it's excellent. It's amazing, and the acting is fantastic, and really, really good show.
All right, I'm going to put that on my list because what I'm going to start watching today is the English series Mobland. Now, my son had told me to watch Mobland yesterday, and I went and I did a search for Mobland, and I found it on Hulu. It was Mobland with John Travolta, and I forgotten that it was an English thing. So I started watching it, and it turns out it was only a film, not a series. So today, Tim asked me, I told him, I said, I watched Mobland. It was long, but it was good. He goes, how many episodes did you watch? I go, haha. I said, I thought it was a series, but it turned out it was only a movie, but it was good. It was long, but it was good. And he goes, it is a series, right? So now I looked it up, and there's Mobland on, it's on YouTube right now for free, the first season at least. So, so I'm going to start watching that tonight. But the other one is pretty good too, the one with Travolta.
Well, here's
It's
another.
a little weird at times, but
Here's a movie you can see for free that just became available. Roy and I both watched and we enjoyed. It's called Project Hail Mary.
yeah.
Excellent little sci-fi. Surprisingly not woke, and very well written and acted. It's not a short movie. It's about 2.5 hours long, but it is.
Yeah, but it's absorbing.
Yes, it is. It is, and the characters are fantastic. And I think it's a well put together movie. I really do.
Yeah.
And I think the family can watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, although maybe young kids might get a little scared by the idea that the son being eaten up.
Yeah, but that's what they're trying to solve.
I know, but kids. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Well, I think you don't give people credit enough to handle things.
Deservedly so. I don't give you credit.
Well, only if they're on the left. Like they can't even take a joke. They can't even laugh at an honest joke.
Yeah.
It's like that guy Quindale. I mean, he's very politically incorrect. And he was at one thing where he made a joke about how black people can't say the word ask, right? And these black people in front, they're cracking up. They're loving it, right? And this one woman, she's like all pissed off, Karen, or white Karen, right? And a blue hair Karen. And she's not funny. He goes, excuse me, you have a problem with that? He goes, yes, you're very offensive. He goes, and he tells her, well, look, if you're easily offended, maybe you shouldn't come to a comedy club.
Yep.
Right? And everybody's, yeah, get out of here. And he goes, they come here to listen to us, not to you.
That's right. And the thing is, I believe he's married to a Mexican woman. And
yeah, I love the line. Go ahead. You're going to say it?
Go ahead. You say it.
Well, he says, people call me racist. So how can I be, my wife is Mexican. How can I be racist if I married an inferior race?
How true.
He's really good, man. He's really funny. And he's had people threaten him and stuff.
Sure.
Over the years.
Get that.
He's been doing this a while. Because I've seen video clips of him when he was a lot heavier and now he's slimmed down a bit. But he's apparently a big guy. So not too many people mess with him. There was one guy who tried to mess with him and a bouncer had to step in and stop him.
Yeah, he's Quindale is very funny. Do you remember the name of the guy who makes the bicycle lock jokes?
The what? Bicycle what?
Bicycle lock jokes. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
well, you know who's good, and I want to watch his one of his specials. Rob Schneider. He's really good, and his he makes a lot of ethnic jokes too. His mother is Filipino. He's married to I think a Hispanic woman, right? And he goes where most people don't want to go, comedy wise. But he's great, man. He's great.
Well, here's the thing. I'm okay with Rob Schneider. I don't go out of my way to watch his stuff. But what I do love about Rob Schneider is his political commentary. He is very conservative.
He's unafraid.
Yep.
He's a brave guy. He's it's like Nick DiPaolo, who's really admits he's a racist, though, right? But he says, they're killing my career. He goes, I get like 6 shows in a year. He goes, 6 bookings in a year. They're trying to keep him out of everything. But now he's got his own show on Rumble at 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. He's part of the Rumble lineup that starts early in the morning.
So Iran is back to being the jerk again.
They never stopped.
No, they did not stop. But the thing is that Trump hit the rail systems. It's going to be kind of hard to move their stuff around, and at the rate things are going, he might just simply take over Carg Island.
You know why they attacked? Because they were getting no money. The Straits of Hormuz were open, but while they were in talks and everything, President Trump and Oman agreed, and there was an old route that went along the coast of Oman. Nowadays, everybody started going years ago through the Straits of Hormuz, but Iran had planted mines alongside the shores of Oman. So Trump helped Oman remove those mines. So now that thing is open, and they go by, they're not paying Iran. I don't know if they're paying Oman or not, but they're not paying Iran. So yeah. Iran said, hey, we need the money. We can't deal with this. And they opened fire on a couple of ships.
Well, they
gave President Trump an excuse to go after him again.
Hey, Iran, if you need the money, stop being a jerk and start making oil and start selling it.
Yeah. Oh, I saw a video again just this morning about how there's this one woman walking along. She's got her hijab on and everything. I don't know what the hell the guy's problem was. A military guy came up to her, smacked her, almost hit her with a rifle butt, then hit her again, knocked her to the ground, and then he stormed off. What the hell? And did you see that American woman who went to Ireland about 4 months ago because she didn't like the racism against Muslims, so she went to Ireland. She was having a thing with this Muslim guy,
of course,
Muslim, and a few days ago, this guy killed her in her bed. All right. So, I mean, this is just, and there was another couple not too long ago that they were hitchhiking across Muslim lands thinking they were okay. A group of Muslims found them, beat the shit out of them, raped her and probably him and killed them. Okay. The people in the West, too many people are too trusting of these people because they know some Muslims who are nice or at least seem nice, and they think everything's okay. Not hunky-dory. We can't get along with people who think rape is okay, who think child marriages are okay. We cannot get along with those people. They will never assimilate to our cultures, so the two cultures should not be mixed. I'm sorry.
Well,
it's not racist to say that.
The ultimate problem is this. You want to be a sick bunch of people, okay? Stay on your own property, okay? You want to be miserable to each other? Stay on your own property. But once you step across the border, then we're going to have a problem.
Yeah. Who was it who's got a book out called Suicidal Empathy?
Yeah, Suicidal Empathy.
Gad, isn't that the guy Gad something?
I don't remember his name.
I forget his name. Anyway, Suicidal Empathy, showing how we are committing suicide by allowing these people into Western civilization. And this is a plan that they've had since the Egyptian-based Muslim Brotherhood came up with this plan in the 50s to infiltrate the West little by little and conquer us, as I think Arafat said, not through bullets, but through bellies.
Suicidal empathy, as I understand it, is almost a woke axiom in that one's empathy becomes so great that whatever the outcome is, you don't even concern yourself about it, even if it ends up basically biting you in the ass. So we have people that are so desperate to prove that they're empathetic, that they're moral, what we call...
We're not racist, no.
What we used to call social justice warriors, there was a joke that I made about gays for Palestine, queers for Palestine, and the joke is their motto is "We'll jump off that bridge when we get to it." And the reason I made that was because you fool, you are for a country that would literally and has done in the past kill you for being homosexual. And that's just one of your faults as far as they're concerned. You're a heathen as well. So the thing is that it's one thing to be to not generate that kind of sickness. It's another thing to promote it, and it's this blind desperation to prove that you're better.
Virtue signaling. Yeah.
Virtue signaling, yes. And the thing is, virtue, in my opinion, virtue is an outcome that happens when one is being true to oneself and true to your heart of hearts. That is virtue, okay? You are being your own best self. And it's not a commodity. It's not something that you can acquire, and it's not something you can wear on your chest.
I don't know.
It's a form of mental illness. That's what it really is.
It is a mental illness. These people are. It's like somebody compared. I think Steven Crowder compared it to, queers for Palestine or gays for Palestine. It's really queers. The gays are against the LGBTQ shit. By the way, okay, I keep reading gay people saying, "Hey, I'm gay, and I don't want to have anything to do with this crap," right? And anyway, gays for, or queers for Palestine is like chickens for Chick-fil-A,
right?
Or for Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
What else is there to talk about? There's a lot to talk about, and I can't even remember what.
Well,
there's so much shit going on. I go crazy every day. I get on Threads and Instagram and Facebook. Not so much Facebook, but mainly on Threads and Instagram and even X. And I get these leftist wackos.
Well, they
blatantly lying, blatantly spreading propaganda, especially attacking President Trump. Okay, and it just drives me nuts. After a while, I have to shut everything off because I can't deal with it. I want to strangle somebody.
Mitch McConnell is at death's door.
Yes. The turtle has fallen on his back, and nobody is writing him.
The thing is, this has been going on for a while. This is kind of like Biden's inability to think straight. They've been ignoring it, but it's been right there. It's been blatant. The man, he froze? How many times?
At least in 2 or 3 speeches.
Yeah.
He froze. Couldn't say a word.
Yeah. Doesn't know where he is. But yeah, that's okay. That's the man that we want in charge of the country.
Doesn't know where he is, or was just unable to voice what he was gonna say.
What makes it even worse is that I don't particularly care for the guy, and I don't want to hear him. So it's just another problem,
Yeah, he's become a rhino over the years.
Yep.
That's my problem. See, that's the problem with both parties. The Democrat Party is not controlled any longer by real Democrats. Okay, the real Democrats have been pushed aside, and you have the extreme leftists left wing took over the party, and now there are guys to the left, people to the left of them that are taking over the party. And in the Republican Party, for years, the rhinos have been in control. Okay, rather than real people who believe in real. True Republican principle.
On another note, Ebola has broken out in Africa, and it seemed to be a possible problem. So the United States has denied access to this country from certain countries. I forget which. But they're not sure how bad it's going to get. But it's significant.
Yeah, but the Ebola has been around. It comes back every few years for at least 20 years now.
Supposedly, they have new medications that are more likely to get you to survive Ebola than in the past. But my guess is it still sucks to be that sick.
Of course.
Now, talk to the people while I go upstairs and get something wonderful.
Oh. Okay, I wanted to talk about how the Democrats have a strategy in recent years where they are putting forth female candidates. Okay, They're putting forth all these female candidates because they know that most women, all the Democrat women, are going to vote for them, and some Republican women, especially rhinos, will also vote for them because they are women. No other reason. Okay, they could be as unqualified as Kamala Harris, and they'll still want to vote for them. And they have a ton of governors installed, and every state. The only female governor who is not a Democrat is Sarah Huckabee in Arkansas. The rest of these female governors: Whitmer in Michigan, Hochul in New York, the helicopter pilot bitch here in New Jersey. Okay, that scumbag Spamberger, the CIA plant down in Virginia. There's another one in.
This is what happens when you gave the women the vote. They should they should remove that law.
Well, you know what? Originally, voting was supposed to be only for people who owned land.
Yeah,
because you had a vested interest. Because once you get more than Franklin said, I think.
Yeah, that's
once
bullshit.
you get more than half the country that doesn't have anything running things, the country's screwed.
Well, everybody's invested if they're a true American citizen. Now, here's the thing. Yesterday, during Founders Day, we also walked around in some of the stores, and I don't know if I'm going to be successful, but I'm going to try to send this to President Trump or somebody like him. You know, I doubt if we'll be able to send it to Mr. Trump, but the thing is that we're going to give it a try.
You have to go to the White House yourself.
And the thing is, this is the most amazing thing I never knew existed. Here we go. The Rosie O'Donnell Barbie doll. Rosie.
It looks to me like it's the first Barbie doll that doesn't have Unreal go up higher. Let's see her waist. Yep. See, she doesn't have the tiny waist.
Okay, so
and you know what? This face looks better than her real porker face.
Well, you know, this is vintage. I saw this for $5, and I just started laughing, and I couldn't believe they were selling it for $5 because it's so precious. So anyway, the thing is, so I just thought that I'm going to contact somebody. I think I'm going to try to maybe we should send a message to Bongino and say,
yeah, Bongino, or maybe even your your Senator Fetterman.
But he's, I don't know,
the only good Democrat. He's the only real Democrat.
But he's not a full player. I'm thinking Cash Patel's kind of busy. He's actually doing like
Dan Bongino would probably enjoy that.
You might, and the thing is that yeah. But now, if anybody's out there has an idea of who I should contact, who I can pass this through, because you're going to have to check to see if it's got like explosives in it or poison, whatever. And I'm going to send it with a bunch of pins and also
you know what? You could send it directly to the Secret Service.
Interesting.
I mean, they're the ones who are closest to the president, really. In government, and you send it to them and say, I know you have to examine it. Please do so, and I would like to offer it as a gift to President Trump.
I'm going to contact the FBI and ask them what is the procedure. That's all. Let them take, because I think
they say there's no procedure.
Well, we don't know what they're going to say. That's why we asked them.
Yeah, true. But okay, that's cool.
But worst case scenario, we can always put Rosie on the firing range and use her for target practice.
One time.
But I just not.
Wait. It could be more than one time if you use 177 caliber pellets or BBs
or just some buckshot. But the thing is that I'm going to send it with some straight pins and a acupuncture thing. In case he wants to perform acupuncture on her.
Why would he want to perform? Oh, you mean voodoo? I don't think he'd have to do that. All he has to do is hold it up, and the fucking left will go nuts.
Oh man!
You would be an instant hero to the right, and an enemy, a marked enemy on the left.
I tell you what. If he does,
I would be honored to know you then. Right now, I'm like,
if he does accept this, and if he actually public, then the value of Rosie O'Donnell Barbie dolls will go through the freaking roof.
Yeah, true.
It would be good for our podcast too, I think.
Oh, shit.
You know what?
If you were closer to New York, I'd tell you, just take it over to Trump Tower.
No. You send it to the Chinese impersonator. The guy that does who's Chinese that does all the Trump impersonations. He's amazing. You don't know about him? This is guy from China, literally from China.
He's
From China.
definitely Chinese. Okay.
Yeah,
I've seen a guy lately from China that he's ripping into the left every day, every time I see him.
Well, but there's a Trump impersonator that's Chinese, and I think he's visiting the United States. So maybe I should send it to him because that's the second best thing. Oh, wait a second. Who's the guy? Mr. Deplorable. I could send it to him.
Mr. Deplorable? Who?
He's another Trump impersonator.
I don't know. I don't know this guy either.
Yeah, well, you're really not in the circle.
Yeah, I don't like going into square circles.
No, that's. I'll have to hunt that stuff down and send it to you.
No, I think you should try and contact either the FBI or the Secret Service. That
right.
would be the best thing.
Well, actually, I think contacting both of them simultaneously is a good idea.
Yeah, that would be good. Let them fight over it.
And let them know about...
Oh, wait. Homeland Security.
My God. Yeah. ICE.
Yeah, you know what? You should have some Homeland Security somewhere in Pennsylvania.
You know what? Maybe I should try to contact Mayor Madavi, and because he has ambassadors all over the country now. He's got contacts, baby. He's doing international stuff.
Trump has actually received him in the Oval Office twice.
My God, how did we get that piece of crap in New York City?
Well, I'll tell you how. People don't go to the primaries, and the young people who are stupidly idealistic, thinking that Marxism is a good thing, they go, and also you had all the Muslims go out in force and vote for these people. Okay.
Well, the other thing is the extremely low turnout. The percentage of voters.
There were only 13% of the registered Democrats voted in the primaries to put these stupid far left socialists up as candidates. Oh, do you know that the United States during the COVID thing, we made loans to a lot of states, if not all the states. Okay, there's one state that has not paid it back, and over this time, he's had a couple of surpluses and he's had money, but Newsom has not paid back the thing. But the United States Treasury is saying, no, it has to be paid back. So what happens is, you know, the payroll tax every employer has to pay? Well, the payroll tax is higher in California now than anywhere else because they're getting their money one way or the other. So they're taking it away from the employers and the employees in California because your tax as an employer has gone up, but so has the employees. Because, you're paying half and the employee pays half. You take it out of his check and you got to contribute an equal amount. So this is hurting California businesses and California workers even more because Newsom refused to give back. I think it was 21 million. I don't remember. 21 billion probably. But something that he could have paid back or at least partially paid back by now, and he refuses to do it.
Well, Newsom is another one of those people that the more I look at him, the more I'm amazed that he's even walking the earth. He's just he's a clusterfuck. He's just incapable of doing anything right except filling his pockets and performing graft. That's all he's good for.
A used car lot that has some morals would refuse to hire him as a salesman.
He's just absolutely atrocious. He's a greaseball, and he's just absolutely miserable.
Nancy Pelosi, did you see what happened? Paul Pelosi got into an accident, got out of his car, looked, and then took off.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah. And then some other things came up about Nancy Pelosi. You know that her father was in the mob. That's why he or was mob connected, I should say. That's why the mob put him over the top and made him mayor of Baltimore many, many years ago. And so she knows how things play. Oh, yeah, you know where I found this? What the hell's his name? Michael Franchese, who was in the Colombo family. He did some time because he had that gasoline tax thing. They were collecting. He had a scam going on in New York many years ago where they were collecting taxes on gasoline but never sending it in to the state. And then they'd close down and go somewhere else. So the state was out millions and millions. He made a lot of money for the mob. but he eventually got caught and he served a long time. I think he served something like 20 years or something. Anyway, he's got his own podcast. He's had it for a while. He's gone straight, and he also talks about Jesus at the end of every show and everything. And anyway, he was the one who talking about how certain politicians, would they make it in the mob or not? And he had three categories where the top ones would be, yeah, they would have been made men. The second one would have been survivors, and the third was mamalukes. They wouldn't have made it. And he even said that I think he said that. I think it was Newsom. He said he might have even been killed.
Okay. Well, the thing is that Newsom is not a governor. He is. He's a governor in name only. He's not.
He's single-handedly destroyed California.
Well, let's not forget. The mayor of Los Angeles didn't hurt either.
Well, she's following in his footsteps. Remember, before Newsom destroyed California, he destroyed San Francisco as the mayor of that city.
That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let me ask Rosie a question.
Well, yeah, I answered a post by Karen Bass today, telling her off a little bit.
Rosie, what do you think of Mandavi?
I think he should come to Ireland with me.
Oh, okay. See you later.
Yeah, they got a big Muslim contingent there now. Oh, did you see though in the UK and Ireland, specifically Ireland and London, or throughout the UK? I don't know about where in what cities. I don't think London, but the Brits and the Irish are getting pissed. They are reaching a boiling point.
Well,
it's about time. And you know what I think should happen? I think if they go into a full-scale revolution, not only should they get rid of these friggin' Muslims, they should get rid of all their politicians. Okay, new elections, everybody out of office, new elections, and don't let these sons of bitches run. And every single cop in the UK should be dismissed and investigated for treason against the British people. They are arresting British citizens and Irish citizens and Scottish citizens instead of and believing the lies of so-called migrants.
Well,
like that kid who died, they handcuffed him and put him in the car and didn't treat his wounds.
In Denmark, what they did was they passed 3 laws. Number 1, can't come to their country unless you have enough money and a job. Number 2, if you're going to come to the country, you have to assimilate and learn the language, and so will your children. Number 3, no cultural zones. You don't create a cultural zone just for your people. You become part of the country or don't join. That's it.
Yeah.
So those are 3 laws.
I saw another video of some jerk off chasing off a guy walking his dog. Okay.
Yep, that's a thing.
Guys in his own neighborhood walking the dog, but because it was not far from a mosque, these idiots went ballistic. It reminds me of one time when I was living in New York years ago. I used to go to this pizzeria next door to where I worked, and it was staffed by Pakistanis, okay? And there was one guy, a black gentleman in a suit and everything. He went there for lunch one day, and he asked if they had if they had sausage to put on the pizza. The one guy, who was a newer guy, he started yelling, and so he went crazy. I thought he was going to grab a knife and go after the guy. The other guys had to calm him down because he just dared ask if he could get sausage. Just asking. Well, there's a guy who should have had his throat slit.
It's a bunch of people that are always looking for an excuse to perform violence. That's all.
They're inbred. They're bred through violence. I mean, if you've ever seen videos of kids in school, you give a wrong answer or you miss a line in the Quran or something, they'll whip you with a switch like crazy. And one time I saw where the guy put the kids on the table and they did the old medieval torture where he was whipping the kids' feet. That's a terrible torture. They used to do that in World War II to POWs. Japanese did that. Okay? And they're doing it to kids. No wonder these kids grow up angry at everyone. And then there was some Muslim woman. She was all happy because her son is just turned 16 or 18 or something, and she can't wait for him to become a martyr. What the hell? I mean, over here, people can't wait for the kid to graduate college and move out of the house. Over here, they want him to become martyr.
No, that's not true. Over here, they can't wait until their child's old enough to get transitionals.
That's only leftist.
There is some stupidity on this side of the universe too. But yeah, yeah.
Well, I saw a video of a guy.
It was described. What somebody was saying, and said, you know what? The biggest problem with these cats is they're still living in the Middle Ages. They have the same outlook as the people in the Middle Ages. And last time I checked, Middle Ages wasn't worth living in, from what I could see.
Well, actually, the Middle Ages. I've read some things on it. They get a bad rap. They're called the Dark Ages now because the Renaissance outshone them. But it wasn't as bad in Europe as people, as we've been led to believe. It wasn't great, but still, it wasn't that bad either.
Right. But the thing is
but
that
these people that we're talking about, they are stuck in the past.
yes, they're in the Middle Ages. So the thing is that
No, beyond that, they're before the Middle Age, pre-Middle Age.
fine, they're in the pre-Middle Age, almost in the Middle.
Actually, if it's up to them, they'd be in a
They can
prehistoric.
Middle Ages with their binoculars. That's how close they are. What splitting hairs, kid. But anyway, the thing is that I mean, and then there's the sadistic side, and and the thing is that's not true of all Muslims. There are groups of Muslims that are peaceable people, but these cats are the worst example.
Yeah, but they also threaten the other one. I saw a great meme. I don't know if I told you this. I saw a meme not too long ago where it was moderate Muslim here, radical Muslim here. And the radical Muslim saying, if you do not become Islamic, I will kill you. And the other guy says, if you do not become Islamic, I will let him kill you.
Yeah, yeah. You told that's the second time you told that joke on the air.
Well, it's not a joke. It's fucking true.
But the thing is that yep. So that's going on. Plus, you have that bonehead up in Maine. Plus, we like I said, we just.
Oh, what do you think of what I said while you went to get your Barbie doll?
What about
About the Democrats putting women up just to get the women vote because they know they'll win the seat.
First of all, you laughed just as much as I did when you saw it, so shut the fuck up. Anyway,
I'm not saying anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad about it.
You
I'm asking your opinion on what I was saying while you were getting the.
You talking about the fact that we have too many Karen bitches in charge, and they're only getting.
Yes, and they're screwing everything up.
Well, the price of diversity. What can I tell you?
DEI sucks.
Yeah, on a good day.
It's the Democrat policy, it seems, to replace men with women. You can't if the Democrats can't put up a white male anymore. The one they tried recently, it turns out to be a Nazi, okay, and a rapist.
Well, here's the thing. I saw this video. There was these teenagers. They ran amok. They grabbed this female policeman. They were beating the hell out of him. And a male policeman came in, and I kind of got her out of there. But the thing is, I'm thinking, I'm not a big fan of female policemen. I think that's bullshit. No. I think you need somebody.
They could get hurt. And they could get their male partners hurt because they're going to be protecting them.
Right. So the thing is, I'm pretty much not okay with female policemen. Okay.
For certain things, okay, they shouldn't be on the street patrolling. For things like traffic control, being at schools and so forth to make sure.
And that also goes for combat. I don't want to see a woman in combat.
Exactly.
I don't. Yeah. So the thing is, that's an extreme situation. You need a man to do it. I don't give a shit what you think. And yeah, are there exceptions out there? There's always exceptions. There are plenty of women out there that can kick my ass. I admit it. But the fact of the matter is, on the average, I would say no. It's not a good idea. Don't have it. You want to go ahead and you want to be Mata Hari, go out, do that stuff. The thing is, a woman doesn't have to have brute strength to take down an enemy. They've been doing it all their lives. All throughout history, women have been taking down men. Why? Because they know how to handle society. They know how to get around us. And as a matter of fact, historically, women have been using men left and right to get what they want. And they are not the weaker sex, if you want to.
They're the manipulative sex.
Yeah, well, everybody.
I'm not trying to insult all women and so forth. Just the Karens, the leftist Karens.
Just Rosie O'Donnell.
And her ilk. People like her.
I'm not saying all women are pigs, just Rosie O'Donnell.
That's right. He said that.
Yes, he did.
It was
Right?
Megan Kelly asking him. He said, "Just Rosie O'Donnell."
So yes.
He's got great comedic timing, and the left cannot appreciate it.
Well, the thing is, he had a lot of experience on being on TV and stuff.
But I think he was like that even before he had his show, The Apprentice, because he was a popular guest on a lot of shows, including that asshole Howard Stern. He used to go on Howard a lot. Howard loved having him on.
The one thing I applaud Harold Stern for is when the guy who was named Tiny Tim died. Howard Stern was on the radio, and he was telling the world how great Tiny Tim was as a person, what he had done, et cetera, et cetera. And I didn't realize how excellent the person Tiny Tim was until Howard Stern mentioned that. Now,
I'd heard things from other people who'd met him and knew him and so forth, and they said he was really a great person.
right. So the thing is that he has done some things that are okay, but overall, every time when I see Howard Stern, I cringe because I go, "What is he going to say now?" It's like, and
that never bothered me before, but now what bothers me is that he has suddenly become a diehard leftist suffering from TDS.
A lot of artists go that way because that seems to be part of the program. When you're in the arts community, and it's a lot of people don't realize this, but the homosexual community has a lot to say in the arts world, and they dominate it. And so,
Purple Mafia, so called in Hollywood.
You have to get along with these guys, and so that means that you have to be. You have to prove your leftness. So, you're kind of stuck with that. That's the way it goes. I mean, I used to go to a gay bar because they had the best food and the best music. That was it. And
they had the best men.
Well, they might have. I wouldn't know. But the thing is that, yeah, basically anybody who made a pass at you, regardless of what they look like, you basically said no. It's like, that could have been a really hot chick there. You don't know. You don't know. Leave it alone. Give me my burger.
I don't want a hot dog. I want a burger.
Now, this was in Colorado when I was at the Colorado Institute of Art. And
I thought you also did that when you were in New Orleans.
In New Orleans, no.
That was the trannies.
Well, the thing is, yes,
you're talking about a gay bar. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
In 1973, when I was in New Orleans, more than once on Bourbon Street, yes, there was a large transvestite community. Okay, and you'd see them all over the freaking place. The worst part about it is you'd have these guys in full beards with a hairier chest than any I ever see, wearing tutus. I'm sorry, but that's too fucking much for me. That is horror,
Yeah, it's like the ones I saw in New York City, in Manhattan, when I worked there and lived there.
It's like getting. Yep, go ahead.
That one that was, looked great in this white dress, and I walked up and I caught up and I look over, and he's got a pharaoh's beard.
Yes. Yeah. I had the same problem. I'm walking down the street and I'm seeing this brunette, very sultry, looking like a real hot Cajun woman, if you can imagine that.
Yeah.
Got that Creole, look, really great from a block away. And then I wow, wearing a sequin dress. That should have been a giveaway.
Yeah.
It's walking down the street, and I'm trying not to stare at her. And every time I look, smile. Oh, me? Smile? And I go, and I start looking, and the smile gets bigger and bigger. And then I see 4 o'clock shadow. 4 o'clock shadow.
Oh, jeez.
I went, whoa! And just turned my head and just kept going, man. But until I was about, I would say, 12 feet away, I couldn't tell.
Yeah. No. I used to see a lot of my on New York streets that, they look like women from behind. Then when you see the face, you realize, no, this is a dude. There was a guy who used to come.
That's what you just said. You said she looked like a woman from behind.
Yeah, that's the song, the Aerosmith song. Dude looks like a lady.
Yeah, the thing is that, frankly, yeah, my dissatisfaction over the whole thing was I thought I was looking at a woman, and then I found out I wasn't. That's just the way it goes, man. That's a big disappointment. But that's the way it is, man. If down in New Orleans, man, it is a very sultry place. It is a very sultry, especially, man. It is just beautiful down there in the French Quarter. It's amazing. It is. It's its
I
own thing.
wouldn't be able to deal with the humidity, constant humidity, though.
Yes, the humidity. Well, the thing is, I was stationed down in Mississippi. Okay, I'm sorry, Mississippi. I was stationed down in Mississippi, and the
Not
thing,
New Orleans.
yes, not New Orleans. So the thing is that after a while, you kind of get used to it to an extent. So
Well, of course, you get used to anything.
yeah, well, I don't get used to you. But anyway, the thing is that yes, what I liked most about that area was these sandwiches called po' boys. There was some sort of white cream stuff that they would put on whatever it is that you ordered, whether it was beef or shrimp or whatever.
Oh, that was where the trannies worked, right?
No,
I
no,
wouldn't have eaten that.
no. That was in New Orleans. They had women, and they would push like the equivalent of a hot dog cart, and they'd make the sandwich for you right then and there.
Okay.
And it
The
was
po' boys.
yes, it was so freaking good. It was like I don't know how to explain it. It's just too good. So it was just fantastic. So that was New Orleans, and it had some really beautiful spots. Let me tell you. But and at that time, I don't know what it's like now, but they were big into jazz. So you'd be going by the various.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd hear the jazz playing and everything, and here you are. It's nighttime. You got men and women walking around. Everybody's people walking around in the streets with drinks in their hands. They had these things called hurricanes, which are these big, stupid drinks that are in these tulip glasses. I mean, they're this tall, and it's all kinds of sweet stuff in there, but it's loaded with rum. My God, you drink one of those, and you're having it, man. So it was nice being down there, experiencing that. I was in the service at the time. Getting to New Orleans was a real treat.
Anyway, anything else you want to talk about? There's so much
I think
we
we're
could talk about, but it would just be complaining about what's going on with the loony left. So
well, that's all you
I don't want
do.
to get into it.
That's all you do.
Yeah,
You don't.
that's all they make me do. They're driving me crazy.
Well, I think we're good. Um,
Yes.
and I kind of like this episode, so let's say goodbye.
That's okay. We'll say goodbye, or as Walter Cronkite used to say, and that's the way it is.
Yes.
And if Joe Biden were here, the end. We'll see you again next time on The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines. Please visit our website, theviewfromhere-behindenemylines.net.
Yeah.
Okay? I do have them in the show notes. I'm going to check it out because I think that you can see them on the show notes on Spotify, but I don't know if you can access the show notes through a link when I put it on YouTube, Rumble, or what's the other one we put it on? YouTube, Rumble, and
Apple.
quite a few that I put it on. So it seems that some of them don't allow the links, but
It's the View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines at squarespace.com.
okay. We'll see you next time. And I got a couple of ideas of what we could talk about next time.
Yeah,
So I'll be prepared more next time. Adios. Good night, folks. We'll see you. And that's it.